You are going to want to scout out any old file cabinet when you see how fabulous this garden idea turned out. After removing the drawers from an old metal 2-drawer file cabinet, I'm hosing it down to clean it up. Then I am now spray painting all the exposed sides with a metal outdoor spray paint. I picked up a rubber 3D wrought iron look doormat, which is the kind you can see through. Working with the rubber mat design, the mat is being trimmed down with a metal ruler and X-Acto knife so it fits the cabinet front. The back of the mat is being sprayed with a heavy coat of spray adhesive to assist with the next step. Some heavy-duty outdoor glue is being applied in random spots. With the file cabinet laying on its back, the mat is being positioned into place along the front of the cabinet. Now I'm spray painting the mat so it blends in with the cabinet along with any other missed areas to the cabinet front. 2 or 3 coats may be required. Grabbing some Dollar Tree trash cans, I'm stacking 2 on each side inside the cabinet. Some planks of wood are being placed along the tops of the garbage cans to create a raised platform. 2 ferns are being placed inside the cabinet. No extra soil is even needed. And the end result is an outdoor, durable, gorgeous planter that doesn't break the bank. It really ups the curb appeal to my front door, plus it hides the garden hose at the same time. I hope this inspires you to upcycle an old file cabinet to create a beautiful and price-efficient planter of your own.
And now a word from today's sponsor, HoseLink. Does your hose look like this, or maybe this? Take this as your sign to ditch your old hose and check out HoseLink. If you're thinking, another hose, what's so special about this one? Well, buckle up because I'm about to blow your garden gloves off. Mounting the reel can't be simpler. Find the perfect spot on your house, fence, or in your yard, mark your holes, and use the included 4 bolts to secure the mount. Then, just pop it into the bracket and boom, you're ready to go. No fancy attachments needed. Hook it up directly to your spigot or to a hose extender like me to reach previously unattainable yard space. With its 180-degree swivel, you can go anywhere with this hose, kink-free. Using the included quick connecting fittings, you just twist on your spray nozzle and let the watering begin. I thought I made a horrible mistake putting my garden this far out in my yard, away from my spigot, but now with HoseLink, I can walk right out, water my veggies, and retract the hose back, saving me time winding it up or leaving it in my yard like before. So what are you waiting for? Upgrade to the HoseLink retractable hose today and let your garden flourish like never before. Your plants will thank you, trust me. Check out the link in the description below to get your hands on your own HoseLink today. Now, back to the DIYs.
I completely transformed this thrifted lampshade into the most beautiful home decor. I removed the shade so it was just the wire frame. I used a utility knife to scrape off the glue. Then I sanded the wire frame with sandpaper and steel wool. I wiped clean and then spray painted it matte black. While it was drying, I sanded a wood round, wiped it clean, and sealed it with gloss spray Varathane. I applied 5 coats and then sprayed the last coat with satin Varathane. I pre-drilled and screwed the wire frame and wood round together.
Time to run down to your local baker and grab a big old container of cookies. But even though those cookies are yummy, what we want is that decorative lid. We're going to measure it straight across and get about 10 inches. Lay out some cardboard and we're going to pick a bowl that's round for us to mark. Just go ahead and lay it on the cardboard and take a marking pen and get you that perfect circle. Now it's time to mix up our cement. Once we get it mixed, carefully lay it inside the bucket. You can see the consistency here is like some really good pudding. Now, once you get the right amount in, you're going to go ahead and just shake it all up. Cut some strips of wood. This one is going to be full 10 inches across and the other ones are going to be 4 each. And then glue up the ends, lay it out and fold it in. We want to make sure that all the pieces of the wood fit inside the circle. Take some popsicle sticks and some hot glue. You're going to lay this across the top. This is going to be our clamp that is going to hold the pieces together while that wood glue dries. Flip it over. We're going to do the other side also. Once you get these pieces on, it's so strong, it's time to go ahead and drill them because we want to put these caster legs on there. All we need to do is take some hot glue, put it in, and all 4 wheels go right in there. Now it's time to take those wood and the wheels, and we're gonna just shake it back and forth, let it sink right into the concrete. Let it dry for about 24 hours. Go ahead and turn it back over after that 24 hours is up. We're gonna use a knife and we're gonna start cutting away the plastic. We need to get some air in there. That's what's gonna release our mold from the concrete. Look at that smooth, beautiful concrete. Today's project is going to require some clothespins and a small bucket. The clothespins are easy to take apart. All we have to do is use some hot glue. We're going to do that with multiple amounts all the way around. Now on the bottom, I'll grab some rope from Dollar Tree, put a little bit of hot glue, push it in place. Just keep going all the way around. Now it comes time for staying. Next, we need a wood or plastic hanger. I took a square, put it against the inside edge, and mark 90 degrees. We're actually going to cut on this line. Once we do that, turn your bucket over, and then we're going to hot glue our legs on. If we do 4 of these across from each other, it makes it nice and steady and stable. Put one of those last bits of rope that I have on there, bring it around to the front, and I'm going to tie a knot on it.
I'm going to grab this trash can, take the top off, we'll use that later, and I'm also going to grab a rubber stair tread. Now I'm going to use a really strong adhesive to attach the stair tread or the doormat around the trash can. This is going to need to set to dry for about 24 hours. So I'm using clamps and some twine to hold everything in place. Now that everything is dry, I can remove the clamps and the rope. I want to make this look a little bit antique, so I am using a silver rub and buff. I'm going to put some drainage holes in this, and I am going to use a wood burning tool. I can flip the lid upside down and place it in the top of the trash can. And now I can fill the top with soil and plants.
I scooped up this metal filing cabinet from Facebook Marketplace. I took it out of my van and I put it up on some raised ladders and I removed all the drawers. Then I'm going to come in with this rust paint and I'm going to paint the entire filing cabinet. Then I'm going to use my drill and I'm going to drill in some holes in the bottom. To weight it down, I'm going to be putting in 2 bags of pea stone gravel. Then I'm going to go to my yard and I collected all these old leaves. This is great because I'm going to fill up the bulk of the cabinet with the leaves. So I fill it up till there's about a quarter left at the top, and then I fill that last quarter with my potting mix. Then I'm going to go ahead and plant in my flowers.
Grab tin cans and a napkin for this brilliant porch decor. I washed 3 tin cans from the recycling, removed the labels, and scuffed up the surface with a wire brush. I wiped clean with a cloth and spray painted the outside of each can with Rust-Oleum paint and primer white spray paint. While that was drying, I spray painted some metal chain black. I set that aside to dry. I used a small drill bit to drill 3 holes evenly spaced along the top edge of the tin can. I drilled holes in the same spots at the bottom edge and the same spots again at the very bottom of the tin can. Then I cut the napkins into smaller pieces and cut around the birds. I painted outdoor Mod Podge on the tin can, placed the napkin pieces on, and sealed it with more Mod Podge. I did this for all 3 tin cans, then used a nail to poke through the holes I drilled to make sure the glue didn't close them over. I let the cans dry. 24 hours is ideal.
Look for flowers in a multi-pack that can be split apart. Take your laundry basket and drill several holes in the bottom with a drill. Line the laundry basket with a burlap bag or burlap fabric. Start to fill the burlap-lined laundry basket with potting soil. Fill to about 1 inch from the top of the basket. Cut the excess burlap from the top of the basket with some scissors. Starting with the second row of side basket holes, cut the plastic between 2 holes to create 1 larger hole. Then cut out the burlap from that larger hole to access the dirt. Take one of your plants and plant it in the hole by pushing it into the dirt behind it. It helps to use your other hand to grab the plant as it comes through the hole and press dirt down around it on the inside of the basket. Once you have the sides of your basket planted, you can plant the top.
First, you need to wet your lampshade thoroughly with some water. We mix together 2 cups of water, 4 drops of dishwashing soap, and 4 cups of cement. I then painted this mixture on the wet lampshade and let it dry completely. Now it's time to make a cement base for the pot. After letting the cement fully dry and cure, we then used a drill to drill in the drainage hole. I added some potting soil.
I ran over to my local Home Depot and grabbed some planters right off the shelf, and also grabbed some primer and some textured finish. So we're going to put some glue here right around the edges. We're going to bind this pot right here on top of this base. So we're going to put some weight on this. So clean it all up. For the second part of this, we're going to take this waterproof container right here, flip it over. We're going to use the second part of our pot. Let's give this about 30 minutes and then we'll combine the two. Just let that set up, and I want to put on a good coat of primer first, and then we're going to get to our textured paint.
To get started, we are going to be using spackling. So I'm just taking a simple spackling knife. We're going to spread it on all over the pot. What we're going to do next is we're going to do like a stamping technique using chicken wires. You want to just kind of press it in all over, and then we're going to remove it. And you can see here where it's just going to give it a little bit of almost like a beehive look to it. So we're going to go ahead and let them dry. I'm using an indoor outdoor spray paint by Rust-Oleum, and this color is Heirloom White. So now that we have both coats of the spray paint dry, I'm going to go in and I want to add some of this multicolor texture by Rust-Oleum.